All right, let's get this thing rolling. I think that for any Australians watching, that I'm pretty sure I left this thing on a relatively low bit rate. So hopefully this will work with your internet, because I know that the Australian internet seems to be, for whatever reason, kind of screwball and slow. Anyway, hey, I'm Feather Monster. You're here to see Ace NSL Season 6 Week 1 Division 1 match between Shaft and tau-9. Anyway, we got most of the people in here, give or take one or two. Yeah, it does look like we have everybody in here. There was one person connecting, so I don't know what happened to them, or one person in the ready room. I forget which. Either way, looks like let's just talk about a few things here. Since this is week one, our matches, our maps are, of course, as you can see from the overlay, Biodome and Tram. We're going to be starting on Tram, I think, because that was what the server was left on. So no big deal there. It's not like this is a best of four. It is playing all 4 rounds, so either way you get to play both maps for both rounds. We have Chef starting off as Marines here. And for this season there is no restriction on who spawns where on the map, so we shouldn't have to worry about having to redo the map a billion times or anything like that. Anyway, since I believe Shaft is entirely here, yes, it does look that way. Let's go over their roster real quick. They have Noki sitting in the waiting room. We have Bruno Sardine, we have Top Marine, Jamie, Cryptic, and Bonage. And so, I forget if what was I saying? Losing track of thought here. Anyway, I'm hoping that Cryptic's ping there is definitely just Alt-Tab. We are playing on NA West because they're saying that it looks like most of tau-9 is kind of East Coast-ish, so it's pretty much as middle ground as you can kind of get without, putting a server in Hawaii or something. So I think we are going to be playing both rounds on this server, so we shouldn't have to worry about everybody having to rejoin or anything unless they want to swap anyone out. So hopefully this should be fairly quick start once we get everybody in here, and it does look like we have all the tau-9 in here now. So we have Malpractice, who I'm going to end up calling at some point Malix, just because that's what his name currently says. We have Radio Not, we have Kaja Top, who is Top Balls. That's another thing that's going to become somewhat confusing, is because we have Top Marine and Top Balls. We have Terran and Tap. So we have Top, and Tap, and Terran. I think these guys just want to confuse me. But anyway, we should be pretty much ready to go here. Wait, or we were until somebody disconnected, so it goes. And while we are waiting, of course, if you are somebody who is, interested in casting or reffing, or, maybe you're not on a team yet, but you kind of want to play in the season, go to ensldiv1. You can contact me for casting-related shenanigans. You can contact Vindaloo for ref stuff, and for anything else, well, there's the forums. You can navigate your way around and figure out what the heck you're doing. Beyond that, let's see. If you are already a caster or ref, you should probably, check in and make sure you have access to the streaming document, so that way we could actually get some more people signed up for cast this weekend, because, of course, Sunday, it's going to be kind of a disaster, because, there's always, like, 6 matches signed up at once. And it's just the way it's always going to be. Let's see here. Anything else? Not really. I mean, I think that covers most of the stuff. Of course, if you're worried about missing any of the upcoming matches for Season 6, you can, in one of the columns of text beneath my stream here, you can scroll on down and find the links to the Steam group for the NSL, or you can, I would say you could join, there's also the Twitter, and there's also, you could go to the ensl.org. However, there's kind of the issue of the calendar's a little bit wonky right now, so you do get the list of matches there in relative time to each other. But the only problem is, of course, that I think that the time zone thing might be kind of iffy. It's not the normal one that was over in the sidebar. That one is still unfortunately broken. So hey, if you happen to know, whatever the heck web witchcraft that the site is programmed in and can fix that, I'm sure a lot of people would be rather appreciative, because the whole little calendar thing was considerably more convenient. Oh yes, and we also have Hills in here to ref, which is nice. So it looks like we're going to be finally moving on into round one, so I don't have to delay anymore here. So round one between Shaft and tau-9 starting here in 3 seconds. All right, so we got Marines. That'll be Shaft starting up here over in server room. They're going to go for an arms lab and then probably get the heck out of base. Meanwhile, down here for tau-9. People scrambling all over the place. I heard a drifter hatching. Oh, 2 drifters hatching. So they're going for some pretty expensive expansion down there. The drifters right now aren't really doing much of anything. You can see that they are pressuring in over here towards platform. The thing is, they already lost 1 skulk and they did take down 1 Marine, so there are 3 skulks down at the moment. Okay, they did take down top Marine as well. Top Marine and Bruno both going down up there in platform. But they got Noki and Jamie over here in hub, sort of like messing around. Though, of course, the fact that the guys in platform got cleared, that means that they can't just go and continue capping across the top part of the map. They obviously didn't finish up in platform. And so it's gonna be a little bit for Chef to be able to like really get rolling as far as res goes. Looks like Bruno's gonna try and make the jump there to try and get into the vent because Kaja's in there. Bonage is up there between Mal and Kaja, but not really within direct line of sight to really be in too much danger. In fact, they're just all going to back off and let him continue on. Armor 1 is almost done, so that'll definitely help out Shaft quite a bit once that's done. Tap taking a little bit of Tap taking a little bit of chip damage there. Well, right next to Top. This is going to be horrible for trying to read their names. Top Marine now up there. He's going to maybe take down Malix. No, he takes down Tap, and now he's going to... Yep, he is going to take down Malix. So we're seeing Top versus Top here. Who will win? Who will win? The med packs are out. There's an axe involved, and it looks like Top Balls is... Oh, Top Marine takes down Top Balls. He almost makes it to the vent. Meanwhile, it looks like we had a couple skulks getting slaughtered over here in Mezzanine, and that RT is going to go up. So that'll put Shaft over on 4-ish RTs once that's done. It looks like the one just got dropped in ore as well. Top and Mal both getting held off here in the hallway just outside of repairs. They finally move their way in, take down Top Marine. Noki's still alive. Terran's dodging around the pillar, but ends up getting taken down. So Noki and Jamie will be able to cap that potentially. They do have Kaja. Okay, never mind. Kaja's kind of running away here. He's going to meet up with Top. I mean, there's been quite a few deaths here, and currently Chef's sitting at 5 res, so that's pretty dang good for them. Weapons 1 finally started. And yeah, okay, so they do have their naturals capped. We take a quick look. There's only been the 1 RT that got taken down. Not too bad there. Marines are definitely holding on to the top half of the map. I mean, that is one of the things you really want to do on this, is to see if you could lock down half the map, because that nets you the 5 RTs, and then everything looks pretty dang good. We do have one down in South Tunnels here. That'll be Bruno holding off Radio, who's hiding behind the box. Changes his mind, goes back. They have desisted this poor RT over here in observation. So that poor RT is taking some damage and will probably end up going down before they're able to expand. They really do need to expand up to repairs at this point. It looks like they had Tap there, who is a lurk, along with Malix and Kaja were all working on that RT. It did take quite a bit of damage, and Terran looks like he was maybe considering going back to finish that, but he wasn't able to. Jamie takes him down, and there is Top cleaning up the damage there. Great, we have Tap and Top both as lurks. This is going to be horrible. Radio not getting taken down right outside the hive, and there just this pressure already onto the base RT. Top Marine and Bruno. Just right inside the door there. Problem is Tap is really low health, but then again, so is Top. Both the lurks are really low health. But they have 2 skulks over here that should be able to take down Bruno potentially. He is getting mudded quite a bit, and they do finally clear him out without any further deaths, and they'll be able to assist out to there and be able to continue on. Meanwhile, shotguns have already been researched, and they did lose another RT. It looks like it was probably the one in repairs. They may actually lose the one under platform here as well. Maybe. Alright, so that one did sit at 19% left. Let's see here. Where are they going to end up next? Looks like that RT will maybe end up being completely built before somebody stumbles into it. Terran just working on that RT. Sets up nicely for the lurk so that he's able to get cleared off the keep clear sign. Tap going in. I think that's tap. Tap going in on top Marine. He may end up going down, though. He's getting a little bit greedy, but just had a little bit of armor left, which probably saved him a little bit. Jamie kind of sneaking around with a shotgun, hoping he can find something, but there isn't anything left in ET to really fight with. Meanwhile, over here, in repairs, we have Noki just getting swarmed by 2 skulks and a lurk. Bonage going after one of them, and it looks like we had Top Marine trying to flank. Tap still has enough health left to be able to clear him out, no problem. Meanwhile, Bruno was moving in to try and flank towards Logi as well, but didn't end up really seeing much of anything there. Looks like Jamie finally did find somebody over there on ET. But back over on repair side again. Bonage clearing out the assists, but it looks like Tap was able to clear out Bruno. And then they finally clear out Bonage, and they'll be able to go and start working on that power. Desisting this, it looks like maybe yeah, it'll probably survive, I think. Maybe. Possibly. It's going to be close. It's going to be really low health, though, either way, if it does survive. So that'll be easy for the Marines to pick off in a little bit. However, with the Drifter just sitting there, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Goodbye. Goodbye, Drifter. Farewell. You have lived a very short but good life. So they're definitely keeping up the pressure there on the RTs. I mean, 4 RTs down in 6 minutes. I mean, rule of thumb is always, 1 a minute if you can do it. But they're there's Marines are sitting at 5 while aliens are sitting at 3. And if you're gonna have that many things capped, you want to have it be like 5 and 4 or something like that. Obviously, they did have that for a little bit since they did just lose the repair RT. But right now, with phase tech half researched and armor 2, 2/3 done, it looks like they'll probably just be trying to do the standard thing, setting up a gate there in hub and be able to have that as a launching point for towards probably one of the alien naturals, just because that gives them such a good aggressive point. Tap, however, looks like he got a little bit too aggressive and is now a little bit trapped. Cryptic jumping out of the chair, but there's 2 lurks there, and neither of them are really hurt or anything. Everybody did go for Carapace, so even if they were, they're going to be a little bit tougher to kill, but Top gets really low, and Top goes down there. He decided to try and face tank a shotgun, and it just was not going to end well. Alright, and it looks like, however, oh no, this is going to potentially end bad. We have Tap going in there, but we have Noki and Top Marine trying to set up the forward phase gate over in logistics. Tap's kind of like, what the hell do I do? I'm kind of trapped in this little corner. Looks like he's going to go underneath the floor. Meanwhile, the Skulks are just rampaging in there. Tap's going to try and spike him from a distance, and they do end up clearing out the Marines. They did get a little bit of building done on that power node, but since the gate and hub is also not up yet, it's not exactly necessarily what they wanted to finish up, but at least they got it sort of, they started to prep it so that whenever they find that opportunity to sneak in there and get a gate up, that'll probably be where it'll end up being. It's just such a better room for them than over in observation, where it's just really narrow and obnoxious with lots of things to hide behind. And we have Mal about to walk into to Jamie. He actually spots him out there and was able to get the parasite before getting a shotgun to the face to death. Top changing his mind there. Or Tap, sorry. Tap changing his mind. Alright, let's see here. We have Bruno pressuring an RT. Tap clears him up, and he's going to rotate forward, and they're going to take down the one there in ET if they can handle it. Bonage just kind of waiting in south tunnels. They did get the scan in there, but however, they have 1 fade already on the field. They'll just be waiting to see here. It looks like Kaja will be the other one. Bonage isn't even going to try and go in there to snipe another egg. He knows that... I'm pretty sure Mal showed up on scan there. So they know that they have a fade. But however, they also should... Oh, no. He's able to... Tap is able to just fly right by Bonage. Problem is he's a little bit close, and that's kind of a shotgunner. Okay, they're going to take him out, but the thing is Bruno's right around the corner. But there's 2 life forms there, so he's probably going to end up going down here momentarily. There we go. Both the fades coming in there to help. We have 2 Marines over here in logistics, on the other hand. And the question is, are they going to be able to go and clear that out? At this point, tau-9 is sitting at 35 res, so it's not like they're exactly hurting for res. I mean, they have metabolize of. I mean, that's like the bare minimum. But at this point, Shaft has been sitting at 6 res. And we are going to lose Tap in that engagement. And, they might actually lose at least one of the fades, because Top is, Top Marine is just working through him. So both those fades ending up fairly wounded. And if you look at the res graph, you can see that this, this chunk of the map looks pretty normal. This is like, average start of the game. The problem is that the rest of this, 7 RTs down, it's just like they haven't had enough, like, I don't know whether forward momentum would be the right phrase, but they haven't had enough like momentum to get to those back RTs. They're just getting wrapped up in the engagements, I think, so they're taking down the ones that are like, repairs and ET. Meanwhile, they keep losing logistics. I mean, you do not want to see 6, you don't want to see the exact, like, same number of, RTs down for aliens as they do Marines. And you can see here's the forward phase gate. So they'll be able to use that to really put the pressure in. And of course, be able to get the heck out if, something terrible happens. Well, with the fades taking quite a bit of damage, but they're going to be able to get back around the corner. Top trying to get some parasites. Here comes Top Marine, though. And they're going to be able to, they're just going to, they aren't playing. This is a sign of them saying, we don't feel like screwing this up at all. We're just going to go for the safe play. I mean, yeah, sure, we could all just, like, walk in there with shotguns. But, let's just get some arcs, and we don't have to care. Bonage going to be swiped down, potentially. Both these fades are really low on energy. So they can't really swipe, and Mal has to, like, risk it to try and go in there. Okay, finally, he's able to, Kaja's able to get enough energy back to be able to do something about it. Top Marine, though, is just, like, all in, hanging out in the back of the room. Not able to do much. Here comes Jamie with a shotgun, gets a nice meat shot or two onto Kaja. I think it was, like, a meat shot and a few other little pellets. Close enough. Anyway, they're upgrading it to an arc factory, so they're just going to arc it. They're going to call it good. It'll be easy for them to do. Tau-9 is sitting at about 38 res, so not enough for a hive. But they're going to take out 2 of the shotgunners. And if they get on the gate right now, they might actually be able to do some serious damage. They did take down a fair amount of Chef's back res. So if they're able to work together and clear out this room, take out the phase gate, and not do anything too stupid with the remaining life forms, they might have still a chance, but just it starts looking iffier the longer this gate stays here. And there the arcing begins. Of course, looking at the upgrades, they do not have Biome Bomb, so that isn't going to be easy for them necessarily to go through and clear this out, especially if they get more arcs, which of course they will do. And you can see that both it was only Mal that came out of there wounded. Kaja was just fleeing in terror because, well, there were a couple shotgunners in there, and that is kind of scary. And it would be really nice if they still had their lurks up, but the problem is, of course, the lurks kind of went down. They're going to take down one of the shotgunners. Next is going to maybe be Bonage. Terrence able to take him down, and they swarm over. They take out another. Now they're going to take down Top Marine. They are going to take down... Yes, they are going to take down Top Marine, but the problem is they don't have any skulks right now aside from Tap. So there's a Fade swatting at the gate. And of course, yeah, okay, will he get it? But here come the Marines. Bonage is going to scare off Kaja, who's perhaps being a little bit too fearful because he just let them go through, even though I'm pretty sure he could have landed another swipe there and just called it good. I mean, yes, sure, you don't want to overcommit, but he still had a fair amount of energy left, and of course he wasn't too badly hurt. But the thing is now there are 3 Marines back in the room, and they were able to recap the shotguns. There go down 2 of them. Okay, they still have Top up. Yes, he's badly hurt, but okay, are they going to be able to take down Jamie? Just Top working on the gate. We have Kaja working on the Marine. Yes, they are able to take him down, but the problem is they also kind of lost the skulk. They just aren't able to time this necessarily. They are going to lose Kaja. Was that right there? That was probably like right in front of my face and I blinked. So I'm seeing that there are skulks working on res across the map. That was like right in front of my face, wasn't it? I don't remember which fade it was. It was just leaving the room. Alright. So we have 3 shotgunners in the hallway. This nice little channel to like force all these nice squishy life forms down through. The thing is, they're going to take down a couple of them. Okay, only one, sorry. So we have Top Marine and Bonage just holding the gate there. Mal and Top just not able to do much of anything. Yeah, sure, there's the little passageway that's like right here, but that's such a little narrow thing, and they could just like come around the corner like that and shoot you when you're trying to flee in terror. See, there's Mal using the little archway, and they're moving in. Down to 2 Marines. Top Marine, he's fighting Tap. They have what, 2... yeah, they have 2 arcs right there. They don't have Shade Hive. They are going to take the gate down finally, but the thing is, let's see, they still are at 5 RTs. It seems like they've just, even despite all this nice little res biting, where they're finally catching back up on the pressure. I mean, think about it. They had to always keep committing, like, what, 3 or 4 Marines to logistics, while that allowed all the skulks to go and bite the back res. But the problem is of course, they had 1 recapper, so even though they're able to finally clear out logistics, let's look at the Hive. The Hive was down to about half health, so I mean, yeah, look at them. They're just putting pressure over on observation side. And they are sitting at 33 res, so they can go and cap a bunch of tau-9 can go cap a bunch of res on, like, you know, say the right side of the map this time. But they already got the gate up over here in observation just to continue the pressure from the other side. That isn't exactly as good of a place. And looking at their biomass, they are up to 3 biomass, so I mean, they could technically just go and get a, you know, freaking gorge if they are afraid that they aren't going to make it to Onos, or, you know, have one of the lurks do it or something. Because I know that Terran, at least at last check, he'd be the Onos player. Top Marine is just like, forget this, just going to shoot the Hive. I mean, there is this nice little line of sight that comes through the doorway here, but they're going to swarm over them, and those poor Marines that were forward are going to get taken down. Bonage is backing up from the gate. They are going to discover the gate right there. I don't know if they saw it was there before. Either way, Bruno's getting swarmed. His shotgun's down. Now they're after Bonage. Top moving back into the vent. He's going to be able to get out, but there are 2 more coming back in, and this is dangerous for Top at this point. Oh my god, he has, like, no health left. If he's... Oh, wow. Yeah, he was completely blackbarred. Bruno and Top Marine able to recap the shotguns. And now they're committing 3 over on that side. So really, with the... Okay, what happened to the res? Where did the res go? Where did the res go? Did they just have to rebuild the shells or something? I feel like I wasn't totally paying attention. Because they had 30 res and now they do not have as much. Okay, they do have 1 whip in there. Whip's not exactly the greatest. Mal having to hide behind the Hive. Top Marine, though, possibly overcommitting, but all the skulks are really squishy, so it's not going to really be an issue. If they'd had higher health, they could have just swarmed him. Now, it could have been a shotgun almost guaranteed to not be recoverable. Jamie coming over there to try and support, not making it there fast enough. However, the next wave is going to be there fast. Do see 1 skulk off there. That'd be Terran off doing bitey skulk things. But here comes a 4 push into the Hive. This should be pretty easy for them to take down unless they totally throw it. I mean, don't underestimate the throws, but at this point it's going to be kind of hard to do. And the Hive is dropping down to 17%. It is getting a little bit of regen from the Crag here. Those Marines, they're getting kind of low. Top making some bold dives there. Mal trying to swipe things down. Tap and Top chomping away. They might actually take down Bonage. They'll actually lose Tap in the process. And here comes Top Marine from the other side. He rotated in from through repairs. Killed a drifter over there that was trying to get some res back. And they just really need a gorge at this point. So Radio's been out of the Hive enough that he can go gorge, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Because they really need that healing. I mean, that little Crag is not enough. Yep, there he is, going gorge. They need to get that back. They've cost a lot of P-res there for them, except for Noki. Noki is just like freaking hoarding his P-res. He doesn't care. And this is part of what I was saying earlier, that the Arc Factory is a really safe play. This is a lot harder, both the location of the gate in relation to the Hive, and the fact that they don't have the arcs. I mean, obviously, if you have the arcs, you can just sit back, or, well, sit forward, guard the arcs, and nobody will come past you. But, you know, as it is now, yeah, it's a lot farther distance. I mean, look at this crazy switchback. It's like something out of Disneyland. And meanwhile, over here, it's just like there's this one little switch. And you can see that there was Terran going Onos. So they finally have something vaguely resembling, you know, a plan here. They just really need to hold on to them. And they have somebody... They did lose the hub gate as that was going on. Top Marine, though, is pretty much in hub though, so he can probably just rebuild it. They did get an AA started, so they're probably going to go for HMGs, which is probably pretty smart, except for you have to make sure you don't get the whole team on HMGs, because then you can't kill buildings. Jamie going down, we had, looks like Bruno and Noki also going down as well, and they're going to get that gate out of there. Let me take a quick look over here. Power's still up, however. They don't have assist over there as well. That may be something that definitely needs to be considered. You know the power's up, so you might as well assist it, so that way you can, you know, next time you're rolling on through, you can just take down the power, have some skulk take down the power, or even a fade, because, you know, once the armor's gone, it's going to be a lot easier. Terran just needs to make sure to not lose that Onos. He's, like, basically gold in the shape of a giant rhino alien thing. They are slowly clawing their way towards something, but Shaft is sitting at 6 RTs. So there was this whole little chunk here where everything turned around again. And there they are. They were trying for the gate again. Here comes the swarm. They're able to take that gate down, but they really need to make sure to get that power down. Assist over here. Hey, radio, put assist here. And Noki's back in there in observation, so he can work on a gate again. And they're going to move it a little bit farther back this time. Not that it really matters all that much, I think. But Hub Gate is also back up. And they're going to get a scan in there, but we'll catch a finish it. It's up 83, 89, 90, 94, 97. Oh, 100% built, but not built? Nice. So that was pretty much, what, like 99.5% done or something? Alright, so looking at this, we still have radio lost his gorge at some point, but they did get the hive back up to full. They need to get charged for the Onos, however. That needs to be like one of their priorities, so that way Terran doesn't die a horrible death. And this is kind of amusing that it seems like they keep ending up bouncing back and forth. Look, Bona just trying yet again to build a phase gate. And of course, Top can hear this, and he's probably telling his team that, hey, guess what? They're kind of building this, like, right outside. But there isn't anything he can do about it, because, of course, his health was, like, abysmal. And they're going to rotate back over, but they aren't going to be able to be there in time. The gate is now up. It's going to take a second to connect. And it is up. They can pop through. There goes Top Marine. Top Balls is still waiting in the vent. Bonage backing up a lot. This is actually a really good position now that I look at it, because you can see there was the line of sight right down there, so an LMG can shoot down. Terran's still not that hurt though. Oh no, Top! What were you doing? Just so focused on chomping the gate. So they lost the lurk again. Let's see what's Top's P-res at. 11. So he's back to being a skulk. There's been some more res biting going on. Terran's gonna mow into to Bruno there. And we have Jamie over here. We actually have cat packs on the field now too, and HMGs are researching. So this is gonna turn from flailing around kind of inconvenient to being really, really bad very fast. At least for tau-9. Of course, on the other hand, for Shaft, it's gonna go from this is annoying to okay, we got this, unless they throw. So looking at the res graph again, I mean, they're back up. They're up to 7 this time. Just each time they're getting like one more RT, it seems like. And they just need to make sure that they're able to go and just, I mean, they're sitting at so much res that Shaft, I mean, they shouldn't be too concerned. If I were them, I'd save up and drop another chair just somewhere, you know, just to make sure that nothing stupid's gonna happen. I mean, it doesn't need anything else. Just drop the one chair. Not worry about some stupid base rush. We got Top Marine over here with an HMG. And they're actually ignoring him, which is kind of weird. I mean, normally an HMG just, like, melts through everything ever, but it looks like maybe he was just aiming at the wrong target, perhaps. And now you can see the power of the HMG. We got Terran going down to under a third health, and he's actually getting pistoled as he dives around the corner. And they're chasing him in there. We have 2 HMGs on the run after him. They actually were cat-packed as well, and here comes Top Marine. He's just shooting into the hive blindly. I don't know if he's actually hitting anything, but they're definitely shooting at stuff. Is that a shade? Can't tell what that is. I think it's a shade. You can see that the HMG just like mows down the poor skulks. I mean, assuming you can hit them, it can be a little bit iffy because, you know, skulks are kind of fast. You're trying not to waste all your bullets because, you know, it takes so long for an HMG to reload. But it's like they just haven't been able to really get the forward momentum they needed. Now we got 3 Marines back in logistics. I mean, this looks awfully familiar. You can see that they put the gate over in repairs. So they're going to walk it forward now up to Logi, because obviously that is the better position. And, okay, I'm assuming at least that they're going to recycle. Yep, there it goes. They're recycling the one in repairs. It's somebody else pulling attention over towards observation site again. And now we have Bonage just kind of scooting along forward. And got Bruno there also with an HMG. He needs some welding, though. And now they're going to come zooming into the room. And Terran is going to be terrified. Terran is now terrified, I think. We have Radio not also out of the hive. Terran jumps in at the very last moment. He was down to about 25% health. There isn't much he can do there. But we do have stuff going on at base. We have a Skulk and a Fade. Top Marine is there trying to kill stuff. And they're actually forcing a beacon. Or are they? Oh no! Jamie shot the observatory. They wanted them to beacon back. Last hit, friendly fire, taking out that amazing plan. But the problem, okay, never mind. There's only an HMG left in base. It's actually okay. Kill him! Okay, so what looked really terrible at that point is maybe not quite so bad anymore. As long as they don't let them get their guns back. If they let them get their guns back, then it's, you know, awful. And now the 3 hanging out. We have Bonage, Jamie, Top Marine, and Bruno. 2 HMGs in that group, and a GL. Unless I'm totally misreading the color. No, never mind. He's just a HMG. I'm just fricking failing at colors. He just wasn't reloaded. Anyway. So we have that's actually too many HMGs, I think. I mean, that is one of the things. Last I heard, HMGs, they really only do a lot of damage to life forms. So yes, Terran, who's being, you know, scared at the back of the hive, it'll hurt him a lot. But it's going to take them a lot of effort to take down that hive. Though Terran needs to make sure he doesn't overcommit here. Oh! He ducks back around the hive, and we're going to have Kaja over there taking advantage of the fact that they do have a stupidly long reload time. They're going to clear that out. So that's another, like, 3 or 4 HMGs down in the back of the room. Here comes Top Marine back through the gate. Shaft is now down to 3 RTs, though. Keep in mind. And they still haven't rebuilt their ops. So these gates, they're gone. Period. They have to rebuild the ops. They're actually finally taking down the power and logistics. Okay, the ops is back up. So they can finally start rebuilding these gates. It looks like we have James. Oh, the power also got taken down during that chaos. So they're going to have to rebuild the power too. And they're going to get some res back up. So, okay. So they have the 15 res necessary for the phase gate there in hub. Looks like Top Marine and Bonage also going to back him up there. And they're going to, you can see it's already, they put the gate on the keep clear sign because that, you know, signs are for noobs. And the power's being taken down in ET. So just the fact that they couldn't close out the game necessarily is going to drag this out even longer. And they aren't focusing on the same target either, so that's going to help a lot. Alright, Terran's here. They still have a lot of P-res. HMG's got raised to something. I think the price got changed on them. I'm not 100% familiar with the version 4 changes to comp mod. But I know that some of the prices did get changed, including the research time did and stuff. So that could be part of it, because they still have a couple... Noki, again, with like 57 P-res. He needs to like buy some freaking guns for his teammates. But that's one of the things. If you're setting up a group of Marines to go push a hive, don't push with 3 or 4 HMGs. Push with like 2 HMGs and 2 shotguns. Or maybe like 2 shotguns, an HMG, and an LMG. So that way you can have the like, you know, long distance shooty killy life form things. You have the giant blast skulks in the face gun, and, you know, the scare the Onos and the fades away because you do like 1 billion damage to them gun. Oh, and the melt lurk gun. That's part of the same one there with the, you know, scaring fades and Onos gun, which would be the HMG. Because, I mean, you saw how there was like so many people in there, and they just... not really much happened. At this point, you can see the tau-9 finally clawing their way up to almost 4 RTs. Where's the one building? That's the one in Logi. Okay. So it looks like Shaft might be contemplating where the heck to put the next gate. I mean, the power's still up over here in Logi, or not Logi, repairs. So they're gonna have to go and, you know, recap a little bit first. There are going to be back up to 6 RTs, though. I mean, you can see that this is where all that stuff was going on in the base, or in the alien hive, where all of their RTs just got freaking annihilated. And at this point, okay, yeah, looks like Bruno is going to desist, but I mean, it's not like he could do a sneaky gate in there anymore. He has to get the power up, and that just takes like a million years. Does he have a... Yeah, he does have a welder, though. So it looks like they're going to get a little bit of flanking going on here. Terran is kind of low at health, but that pistol shot isn't going to do much to him because he still has armor. Bonage is, however, out of position. He's around the wall from all of his teammates. He does have a shotgun, so he's able to get one shot in there. But, you know, this nice little Healy-based thing is going to cause them some issues. And, okay, they are resisting into Logi. So slowly, because of that, just the fact that that opportunity they had to just close things out just didn't seem to happen. Oh, they changed their mind. They're going for South Tunnels Gate. I mean, it's kind of close to the one in Hub, but considering that their other two options are ones where the power's out, it'll do. It'll do in a pinch. It also allows them to cut the sys chain, of course. Alright, and they're going for arcs again. So they have to re-upgrade the arc factory, or the robo lab to the arc factory. And the hive has been dropped. I also missed that apparently when I was, you know, looking over at chat. So the hive's been dropped, radio's there, healing it up as a little Gorgie. He has a lot of res, so even if he gets, like, he does something dumb and gets killed, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I do think that at this point, having Biobomb would still be a good idea. And it is something that somebody needs to consider doing, just so that way they don't have to worry about it. Do they have charge? Okay, they do have charge. They have charge and metabolize. I mean, that's like bare bones what you need. But Biobomb, since they do have a Gorge at the moment, and they are dealing with arcs, probably a good thing to have too. At this point, you can see that this is a nice little standoff they're having here, because Terran, of course, is a melee unit, and Kaja is a melee unit, and there are some cat packs involved. So they need the lurks up. They need the lurks. Oh, Kaja's gonna go down, though, in the hallway. He, for some reason, changed his mind and started going back towards them, and ended up throwing his fade away. Looks like that was a fairly recent refade, too, because he's sitting at 9 res, so he's back to being a little skokie, bouncing around the map, killing all the res. Mal's going to go in there and try and save that RT. It looks like he will be able to save it this time, maybe. Nope, never mind. I got desisted and it's too low. It's not going to be able to. It's not going to be alive unless they move this this little base forward. Radio's sitting at the hive. It is mostly ground, so that actually might save it right there if they're able to resist it real quick. He needs to hop right into that hive and fix stuff. They're wheeling the arcs forward, and Tap just went down as a fade. I actually missed him going fade. Well, Tap, I have no idea what you were stuck on, but so I apologize. Alright, so they've got this group. Oh, top goes down as well. They do have the Shade Hive. It is going to ink. I think that's a little bit far forward, though. Yeah, I don't know. I want to see the range indicator to see if it covers everything. It probably would have been better to leave the stupid thing right here. Because of course you need the range indicator to not cover the arcs, but to cover the hive and all the important stuff that is all over here. Biobomb finally started. We got some biomass going. We got leap going. Now that we have that other hive, that's great. The only problem is, of course, that isn't exactly the ideal hive to take. Terran getting chased again. But there isn't an HMG in that group, just a couple shotguns. Crag getting a little bit wounded there. And the Ark's able to just plow right on through it. Come on, move that shade closer. That hive is not looking so healthy anymore. Alright, that was a good time to ink. However, here comes all the Marines. They're just moving right into base, and it's been taken down. So they're going to do a little bit of cleanup work there. They still have there's the shade. The shade's just like chilling over there. So they can't see the shells at this point. And the cysts will stay alive for a little bit longer, but not for that long. They have to, like, they really have to figure out some way to reconnect those cysts if they want to be able to save all that stuff, because that's going to get disconnected really quick here. Bruno's actually going to move in there for some cleanup. He's going to do slow damage to that stupid thing. Meanwhile, we got a swarm moving into the Marine start over here in server room. They're going to have to beacon right away. They're actually on the power. They're really trying hard to try and take this down. This is one of those reasons why you do need a kind of another base here. They're going to lose the Onos, and that's going to be it. They're going to lose the Fade as well, so that was an all-in push into the Hive. They did get the power down to about 30-ish%. And so, goodbye, shells. Farewell. Now back here at this Hive. This is tau-9's final stand. They have 2 HMGs on the Hive, along with a bunch of along with a couple shotgun. And nope, never mind. It's another HMG. Slowly chipping away at the stupid whip. I mean, I'm not crazy here. The HMGs really do only do like limited damage to buildings, right? They didn't like change that on me and oh, Mal just like gets melted because there were like 4 HMGs. And that was their last attempt at an Onos. I mean, we got the arcs that got wheeled around, so that way they're being annoying. And over at that wall, pretty typical arc spot, and one of the reasons why that Hive is not exactly the greatest. Looks like we're going to have top go down here as well. So at this point, it's, I mean, flailing around, trying really hard to get stuff done here. But it's just going to end up with Shaft taking the first round at a, you know, a pretty decent 35 minutes. That's much better than the, that's a much longer match than the last one I ended up casting. So there we go. Round 1. There we go. Take a look here. I mean, you could see, there were like, I think that there just needed, there wasn't enough res pressure, it seemed like, on the Marines. So they just kept on being right up in their naturals. And I think that is one of the those things, you have to sort of try and figure out how to have enough pressure that you're by putting pressure on their nodes, you're keeping the pressure off of yours. And it's kind of obnoxious to try and figure out where that balance is. And of course, there was the giant fight in the Hive. Oops, I can't apparently draw on this thing. That's annoying. But there was the giant, you know, fight in the Hive about right here. So good stuff there. Let's see. But yeah, just not enough initial momentum there for aliens, for tau-9. Alright, so pretty fun first round there. Let's see, taking a look over at what's going on over in chat. Nothing too exciting right now. Alright, so that was the first round there. Let's see, are we going to have anybody else? Oh, looks like we got Tico in here as well. 2 refs. Twice the fun. Looks like we need one more person from Shaft to show up, or reconnect or some such. We have Bruno disconnect, it looks like. Alright, so we're waiting on one to reconnect, yeah. And it does look like Bruno. See? Alright. So this time, stuff will be swapped around. I mean, one of the things about Tram, of course, is that, you know, you try and hold across the middle of the map. And if you can do that, you're pretty much going to win, because, you know, you kind of have the 5 RTs as opposed to, you know, 3. Which is pretty much what happened there. You had Shaft holding the top half of the map, keeping all the RTs, and, you know, it ended the way it did. For a bit there, it looked kind of iffy, like, they did finally, of course, tau-9 did finally, of course, realize that they needed to bite a bunch of res, and you could see that happened quite a bit, but the problem was is that a lot of those times it ended up being perhaps a little bit too late. And yeah, comment in chat saying, aliens seemed to throw that game. Yeah, it was just not quite there. The chance was there, and it just didn't come through. I mean, there was how much, let me see. Does it show all of the, does it show gates that aren't completed? Let's see. Phase gate, phase gate. Phase gate, phase gate, phase gate. I don't know if that shows all the phase gates that were like in the, you know, the middle of being completed, because some of those were like seconds apart, like less than a minute apart. But there was like that like crazy ping-ponging between observation and logistics where like none of the gates got up, and I'm sure whoever it was that was building the gate that was over here and got to, like, literally it said 100%, and it still was not built. I'm sure that person was really frustrated, because it just wasn't quite there. But anyway, have anybody readied up yet? Nope. All right, give me a sec here, and then I'll be. Yeah, give me a sec here, and then I'll be right back. Hopefully, they won't magically ready up in the 30 seconds I'm AFK. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, so moving into round 2, I'm curious to see if we are going to see, the same sort of performance, whether we're going to see Shaft have a pretty good direction as far as, what they're wanting to play, how they want their game to go. Maybe a little bit rusty on the execution, I think, but they definitely had their plan. Put a lot of pressure on the alien naturals, and then get the pretty standard gates up. Arc it because it's safe, even if that in the end didn't go that well. I mean, of course now they're aliens, so that they can't arc as aliens because that would be absolutely bizarre. But basically, are they going to have the same sort of game, or are they not? We shall see. It'll be a grand mystery. Let's see. We got everybody back in here. We do have Bruno back in the game, and so just gotta wait for these guys to ready up. I do think that tau-9 probably could have done a few things differently that probably could have helped out a little bit. Whether it be by stupid, simple things like sys the power node so you can kill it that much faster. But, once you just end up on that back foot where you're just constantly bouncing between your naturals over and over and over again, trying to scare away the other team because that's where they are 90% of the time. It just gets not really necessarily, well, I guess it does get old kind of fast, but it definitely gets really difficult to deal with when that's what you're spending 90% of your time doing. Is just going back and forth, because then you aren't able to expand, because of course if you're an alien, you have to get your sys chain past there, and if you're completely fighting in there a lot, obviously you can't get the sys chain past there, because there's probably, reinforcements coming in to kill it. If it's Marines, it's a little bit easier, because you at least don't have to worry about a sys chain. What you do have to worry about is losing the engagement and then having the power go down. So, will that happen? Will it not? Will we see more HMG goodness? Who knows? Let's see. I think that for those of you also who are looking for more matches to watch, there's going to be quite a few tomorrow. I know there's at least... I want to say there's 6. I want to say there's at least 6 games tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure that at least 3 of them have signed up for casters, and the other 3 do not at this point. I'll probably end up taking one of them, which means that there are still 2 left that are going on concurrently, so that way none of us who are currently or will be casting can exactly sign up for it. It's kind of obnoxious that way. Again, if you are a caster, or you want to be a caster, this may be your chance. Contact me after the game. Alright, so let's see. We do have one ready up there. That was from tau-9. So, alright, and there we got the other ready up. Onward to battle, round 2, tau-9 versus Shaft here on Tram. Pretty standard splits down here for tau-9. They obviously started down here in shipping. Meanwhile, we got a warehouse hive, a couple drifters building, and something. What's the something? I think it's a crag. It kind of looks like a crag. It's kind of tiny. Anyway, first engagement, it ended up with, well, at this point there's one of each team dead. We're going to see Terran and Top Marine fighting each other here in the little hallway. Terran's ending up winning. He has always been known, I think, as a much better Marine than he is alien, unless something has changed. So he's doing some work over there. He took down Cryptic as well, and he's just going to hold an ET, it looks like, at this point. Meanwhile, over here by Logi, we have Jamie and Noki just kind of hanging out in the hallway here between the Logi connector to repairs and everywhere. Noki's hiding up in the little corner. He's actually going to miss his opportunity to jump on tab. Mal was there as well, so there is that. And Noki's able to actually get the jump on Terran and clear him out, and they're going to be able to scoot on forward towards the base, it looks like. Well, no, never mind. Just going to go after the natural. They did have quite a few skulks there on the south half of the map. And we're seeing Kaja get taken down. Terran's going to take out Bonage. And he's going to take down Noki, which should be reasonably easy to do considering the RT is still at fairly high health. Of course, you want to try and get as much damage into it as humanly possible, but, you know, it's early in the game. Jamie hiding up over the little walkway here. Mal and Kaja going through. Terran facing down Bonage, and Bonage is going to end up winning it this time. Mal and Kaja now moving into repairs. They're going to hang out because they know that the skulks are here. I mean, of course, that door keeps opening, given the fact that Bruno is their way. Noki's to the north towards Ore, and Top's going to win the engagement over here with Bonage. So currently now tau-9 is sitting at 5 RTs, while Shaft is sitting at 2-ish. And Tap pushing a little bit too far forward by himself. I mean, of course, the idea would be to go and cut the cis train there so that you could slowly add some damage to those top RTs. Top a little bit out of position there. Of course, it would be better to stand over by the tech point in that room, but I don't know whether he was just not able to get there yet or what. Terran going there by himself versus Bruno and Bonage, getting a little bit of damage onto both of them. Gets a lot into Bruno, is able to actually take him down, but Bonage shows up at the last minute. If you don't stop spamming, I'm going to freaking Alt-Tab or freaking ban you, because I don't have time to time you out. Just throwing that out there, chat. Zavaro plays. Anyway, Bonage taking out Tap right there. However, Top's right around the corner. And the 3 skulks that were over in repair end up taking out the repair RT. Terran is going to clear up one of them. That'd be Cryptic. And Noki's the only one left alive of that little mishmash. Mal and Kaja are going to move forward, taking a look at the res graph. They've only taken down, Shaft has only taken down one of the RTs so far. And the one there in repair has been redropped. And poor Top is basically swarmed because here comes Top Marine as a lurk. Are we going to see another lurk? That is the question. Yes, no. I unfortunately do not know the Aussie players quite as well, so I don't know like automatically which one is it would be a second lurk. Looks like it's Noki. Alright, so Bruno's going to dive in there. He's going to get a good bite on Mal. Kaja's going to go down. Bonage is still somehow alive with like 2 HP or something silly like that. There's Noki up as second lurk. A little bit delayed. Not exactly the promptest lurk time. I mean, that's like 4 res after or whatever. But at this point, it doesn't seem like it really cost them anything. They just need to make sure that, because Top is actually without armor at this point, and Tap was coming into the room. Jamie hiding behind the little tram gadget, I guess, in the middle of hub. And just Tap and Top just keep on having to back up. Here comes all the aliens swarming on in there. A flurry of teeth, and the only thing that dies in that is our Marines. Looks like Terran is trying to get back up to hub. At this point, they are going to start on weapons too, so that'll help quite a bit. But looking at the RTs, only one RT taken down at this point. And that crag is basically dead. It is basically a zombie crag at this point. But we have to worry about Top Marine, who just like flutters around like some sort of crazy butterfly and doesn't go into the vent or anything. And poor Noki's gonna have to hide in the vent, in the other vent, because here comes Terran, who's just like camping out right beneath. Question is, will he try and make the jump, or is he's just gonna work on the zombie crag? Noki's going to freak out over there, unable to exit. And here comes the rescue. Noki, of course, does have regen, so he was able to get back up to full health anyway. Alright, so we got Tap and Top again together over here in the connector outside of Mezzanine. Cryptic, Top Marine, and Noki. Noki getting a lot of spike, well, not really a lot of spike damage, but some spike damage onto them, but not enough to really make it so that Cryptic will probably have much. Oh, he does actually get quite a few bites on the top there. Just the med packs were too much. I mean, looks like we just had Noki clearing out. Oh, looks like Kaja and Mal over there in repairs. Tap and Top now working on killing some more RTs. The one up in here in server. I mean, Chef's still sitting at four RTs, and they have been. This will be their first one lost in quite a while. Well, actually, overall, it'll be their first one lost. So all things considered, I mean, looking at the team resources graph, that is a good, like, you know, nice. That's a nice graph for that. I mean, as aliens, you aren't too far behind. As Marines, you aren't too far ahead. It keeps things pretty close, and it, you know, it just ends up leading to hopefully a good game. Alright, we are approaching Fade Res here, so it'll be here. It'll be here in, well, right now, pretty much. So we'll be seeing a Fade or two popping up here pretty soon. We have Top Marine turning into a Gorge, so I'm assuming that means he's going to be helping with the upcoming Hive drop. This is up to 32 res. They just started Biomass, so is that Biomass? Yeah, that's going to be their third Biomass. Obs is done. They got Phase Tech going, so this is a pretty good set here as far as upgrades go. Noki having to back up a little bit. There are a lot of shotguns out on the map right now. There's only, what, 2 people who have LMGs? And wait, what? Jamie just went down there in the first engagement. Come on, man. I wasn't even watching over there yet. I was looking at people's res. Bonage gets out with, like, barely, well, okay, it was like, what, a quarter of his health? So they're already down 1 Fade. And they were down 1 Lurk as well. And so Noki just kind of better watch out, because at this point, Tap is just like slowly lurking around the corner. Lurking with a U, of course. But at this point, they're starting to fortify server room at least a little bit, so they'll be able to hold on to that. I'm assuming that's going to be their second Hive drop room. They only have 20 T-res at the moment, so it's going to be a little bit before that's actually going to be an option. Of course, Top Marine, perhaps in a sense, an early Gorge. Because there's always the chance that he could lose it. A lot of scans going down as well. You see that there is a Skulk working on the back res, the Marine back res. Bonage actually getting hurt again. He's getting scanned a lot, so they knew that they got a couple of really nice meat shots on him. Taking a look over here in Ore. Just clearing up another Alien Natural. Nothing big there. tau-9 sitting at 5 RTs. And Noki getting scanned down already. I mean, it's going to be basically impossible for him to try and run into that. Of course, it's 2 LMGs, so they can hit him from there. And this gate that's up in Mez, even though the base gate appears to not be built yet, is going to give them, again, a good launching point for the Hive that isn't quite there yet. And you can see they're prepping for it. They're almost ready for it. But yeah, they have to get that gate down. They have to get that thing out of here. Tap is running over to try and save it. This Hive has been dropped. The gate isn't quite down yet. It's getting pretty low. Here comes Mal through the gate. Bruno trying to get that last hit on the gate, and it looks like it will finally go down. And that shotgun, those 2 shotguns that are on the ground as well are also going to be toast. But they got the hub gate up instead. I mean, that's probably the gate that you'd be going for anyway, just because, well, it's the hub gate. It's in the middle of the freaking map. We got Tap and Kaja moving forward into mezzanine. We have Bruno hiding out there, but he isn't full health. He might be able to get... Nope, he's going to take him down by Tap. Noki getting taken down to about half health in that. Meanwhile, they haven't really located a good spot for the second gate. I mean, they really have to get that second gate up somewhere, whether it be up in North Tunnels or just, you know, re-securing mezzanine. But server room has been finished, so that's going to make it that much harder to reclaim that room. They're just kind of milling around at this point. I mean, the graphs are staying relatively parallel. I mean, all things considered. Sorry, I had to do that. Anyway, we're seeing the engagement over here. We just saw Noki go down as I alt-tab back into the game. Which apparently the thing I did didn't work. We're seeing Tap and Kaja over here fighting around. In freaking over in server. They do see I see the gates blinking. It's going down to about 12 what? It's gonna be gone before Tap gets back there. So they're out of the lurks. They still have Bonage up as a fade. And they're going to take that down. Top is... He's just hanging out a little bit. Top... Okay, they do have the Arc Factory up as well. I missed that. Cat Packs are researching. Armor 2 also going. Oh, never mind. They got rid of the Arc Factory Robo, I think, at this point. They're going to try and get the gate back up because, of course, they're kind of a little bit short on res at this point. So recycling that definitely gives them a little bit of foothold they need to try and resecure it. The problem is even though it only got built up to 58%, well, Tap needs to work some magic here, and Bonage needs to not lose his fade. He ducks out of the room with, you know, 10% HP. They are going to be able to gather that back up. And will Mez go down? The answer is no. It is saved at 1% HP by Tap. We have Top checking vents for skulks while Bruno goes and tries to bite down the RT over here and repair. Again, the RTs are starting to go down here and basically prevent an arc push just by virtue of the fact that they only have 10 res on hand. But the arc factory has been redropped. The only problem is of course, I mean, they're still sitting at 5 RTs. What am I saying here? They have plenty of room to go mess around with, but they're going to lose Logi, it looks like, before Top is able to come rushing around the corner. Bruno's going to probably get killed here, but it doesn't really matter because he's just a little skulk. He did his job by pulling one Marine back. And with that second hive up, I mean, they went for Shave Hive next, which is definitely good, and especially since they probably know at this point. I mean, they have to know. I'm pretty sure that Arc Factory was taking damage. They know that the Arcs are on their way. They know that having Aura is definitely going to help them. It's going to prevent life forms from being pinched as much. And so there's just RTs blinking all over the map. One of them, of course, is the one over here in Ore, and it looks like Tap is going to be over there. I mean, the power is socketed, he's building the power. So that probably means the second gate is going to end up being over here in repair. Or sorry. It's going to be ending up being over here, and then they're going to arc the main hive from there. First arc is made. It's being wheeled on over, but we got Bruno up as an Onos. And he is running in terror because Terran is cat-packed and chasing after them. Here comes Kaja and Mal right after him. And we have Tap flanking from the other side with a shotgun. The problem is that, of course, Bruno wasn't actually that low. Sure, he was in danger of being swarmed by 3 Marines, but having, you know, Jamie there as a skulk, plus the fact that, you know, he still had about half health left, a little bit less. It was going to be okay. Kaja going down, running smack into the Ono's horn. Tap going to be next. He has cat packs, so that's making it a little bit harder to hit, but Bonage is going to take him out with the pointy fade arms of doom. And let's see, we got Mal getting taken down there in ET. And at this point, with the Onos out on the field, and there's the gate going up in ore, that's going to help a lot. Taking a quick look. So power down in hub, slowing down the ability of the Marines to be able to go and continue forth on their quest for taking over the entire map. Looks like Bonage kind of ran into Tap and Mal, and they're going to go and just try and get that hub gate back up. Of course, having the gate there in hub and the one over in ore, that does allow the right side of the map to be a little bit weaker as far as, you know, Marine ability to block all the lanes ever. But all things considered, it should be enough that they could just sort of trap them in this top chunk of the map. That'll trap them on the 3 RTs or 4 RTs. And depending on whether they're able to get some arcs out and arc the one here, then of course, you know, it gets less and less res for them. Noki just diving in. He's going to take down Mal. The gate and hub is not up yet. It is at 97%. It's just going to basically tap the stupid thing and it's done. And Noki's going to work on that RT there that was left there in ET. Not quite hurt. We got Bruno working on the gate. The gate is almost done. We have Bile Bomb flying through the room as well, and the Bile Bomb is going to finish it off. Cryptic, poor thing, poor little Gorgie is going to go down, and they aren't going to chase anymore. For obvious reasons, meaning they don't really want to lose their current position on the map. Because, you know, with them all still alive, they can just go and, you know, recap. Gee, get the phase gate back up. They're a little bit concerned right now, though, that they're going to lose the hub gate as well. They need to make sure that they keep at least one of them. Bruno just needs to make sure he doesn't get overcommit. He's going to be able to get around the wall and get bone walled, potentially. Where's the bone wall? Hey, guys, what about this bone wall thing? I guess bone walls are overrated. Kaja getting a triple kill. Wait, what? I guess that was a hallucination. Yeah, that was a hallucination, because it's like, how did they kill the same dude twice? Okay, so that, you know, one mystery solved. So Hubgate has been secured. There's kind of this issue. There's a hallucination drifter under the floor there. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, we got Mal there with the GL. I'm not exactly sold on GLs as a weapon of war here. They aren't exactly all that great against the Onos. You'd probably be better off just going... I mean, you have the HMGs. Why not just get an HMG? I mean, you have the shotguns. Especially since you're building right now. You aren't going to be just rampaging on into the hive quite yet, unless that is your current, you know, goal. Terran standing up on the box. He gets a nice meat shot onto Top Marine, who is currently being a nice Umbra dispenser. You can see a GL going off. Bone shield is done. Looks like Tap is off there clearing up some cysts. He actually got a nice drifter. Nice free drifter there too. They're just waiting. Here comes Top, moving a little bit too far forward. Bruno's going to dive after him, take him down. Terran's going to be next because we got Bonage into the mess as well. Looking at the P-Res. Noki is almost to Onos. They're almost to the second Onos. Tap trying desperately to try and save this gate. Bruno lagging. Come on, Bruno. They're actually going to lose Bruno in this, but that's okay because Noki's like one tick away from being able to have another Onos. So the only bad part is that's at 3%. So close and yet so far. But we got stuff going on at the hive. There's that GL doing some work, but he just gets taken down. So now Kaj is trying to flee. And so there's a GL and a shotgun just sitting in the hive there. Top is also there. And we had somebody chomping in base too. Terran trying to rebuild. He gets a nice shot into Cryptic, but gets taken down. That shotgun, of course, it's like instantaneously recoverable. But the thing is at the moment, until if they kill one of these stupid gates, I mean, for Shaft, that's great, because it means they can't rebuild it right away. So the one in hub has been taken down. They need to rebuild the gate. It looks like or get the obs back up, which Mal is doing. It's partially built. Top is rather wounded, but Bonage is without energy, and Top Marine is low on health and energy, so he can't exactly do much in the way of Umbra or, you know, diving at them. Kaja just shooting from down the hallway. Top finally getting an HMG onto the field. Strike some fear into Noki's fresh, new, shiny Onos. Cryptic back up as a Gorge, looking at the list of P-Res. Next one to Onos will be Jamied. What have we got here? We got a little bit of res harassment going on down towards observation, but other than that, I mean, it looks like Tap and is that Tap and Top? No, it's Tap and Terran working on the RT down, or not the RT, the power node there in hub, so that way they can get the hub gate back up. Working on building that up. Here comes Jamie, just zooming right on in, but there isn't much you can do about it. That gate is up to 20% built. And they're kind of just sort of stuck now for Shaft. They zoom on in, they take down Kaja, and next is going to be Top. It looks like Top Marine had a bit of an issue there, but he needs to get out of line of sight. He just got really pretty much destroyed by the HMG. I think he got stuck to the floor for a moment. And there isn't much you can do about that. Once your lurk decides it's going to sit on the floor, it takes a moment for it to be able to, you know, start flapping again. So that slowed him down, and he lost his lurk there. Looking at that, that was... I mean, Top Marine can just re-lurk. Cryptic has enough to go lurk. He can do whatever the heck he feels like it. Tap complaining about silent laggy skulks. Well, he'll just have to get over it. Kaja being the lone defender of the hub gate until he just ported through, because guess what? There's stuff going on! Noki decided to move in on that gate, and they're going to take down the one there in Ore. They really need to be able to sort of secure that one again, especially since that is the forward gate. That is an alien natural. So if they're able to go and, you know, take down that RT, take down the power, assist out there, assist everywhere in there, defend those shotguns and make sure they don't get it back. Or will they? Noki playing bold. He just needs to not play too bold, but they got Umbra there, so that's going to help a bit. Bonage swooping in, just changing his mind. Noki just kind of tap dancing around the little pillar there. What are you doing, Top Marine? Why did you even go in there? Get a bone wall. Let's get a bone wall going in here. A little bit late for Top Marine. Just really trying to make sure the Onus gets through, which is nice and selfless and all that, but I'm pretty sure he could have gotten around that corner with an earlier bone wall. Bonage swooping in, take it out. Terran. Tap will be next. A little bit of onesie-twosie going on here from tau-9. Top is next. And now they can finally take down the power there and prevent this from being the next, you know, phase gate location. Bruno taking quite a bit of pistol damage as he ducks into the vent. They put some pressure over here in Mezzanine, but at this point, I mean, I think they'd rather get the ore gate back. At this point, it may be worth considering restarting the Arc Factory or something like that. Something so they could get a little bit more momentum, so that way they could do something about this. About, you know, this whole, like, alien res graph thing that's going on, where Shaft is slowly getting more and more res. Tap taking out some of the cysts. Just put a little bit of chip damage in there, and it looks like Bruno's going to escape magically. And then runs promptly into Tap's HMG. Alright, we got two Onos up. We got Noki and Jamie now. While Tap dances with Bonage the Fade. It looks like they are probably going to lose the hub gate because Tap is just too busy trying to deal with Bonage, who's just spinning around him like some sort of crazy ballerina. Mal's having to reload there. Terran's still there as a shotgun. He's going to get swiped down by Bonage, who was hiding behind the pillar. And so yet again, they're going to have to rebuild that gate. They do have plenty of res for it. You can see they like instantaneously redrop it. They have a Gorge tunnel up over here to repairs now. We got Cryptic as a Gorge yet again, going for that third hive, and it's not looking so good for tau-9. They did have a fairly good advantage there, and I just think that maybe that gate to Aura wasn't quite fast enough. Alright, Bonage just kind of He just kind of flies through. Not really too concerned, but I guess he really didn't have much of a choice other than to, you know, take his chances getting through that hallway. He's able to go back and heal. Both the Oni are hanging out over in repairs. They do have at least some ability to move around the map with the tunnel going from repairs to warehouse. And you can see the hive there in repairs has now come online, getting their final upgrade set. And there's going to be here's the initial fight over here for Hub. While this, you know, this illusion of Noki is kind of lost and confused, hallucination, it's lost and confused. Alright, now that it has rejoined the Onos pack, tau-9 is just going to GG at this point. I don't know whether it's because they know that there's the third hive or because they think that there's a third Onos, but either way, they're going to call it quits on this first one. On this first, or second round, first map. And so it'll be 2-2 for Shaft at this point. Yeah, they let the aliens have a little bit too much res. Alright, so we're going to be switching now to Biodome. And while we do that, I will do a thing. Alright, so I hope everyone has enjoyed these first 2 rounds so far. While we wait for this lovely map change, everybody's favorite thing. Oh my god, really, screen? Really? You're gonna do this to me? My freaking window is being obnoxious. Oh, there we go. There we go. Finally. Sheesh. Alrighty. Are we in yet? Okay, we are in while I was done messing around with options. Alright, so Biodome. The map that is like infamous for stupidly long games that drag on for a million years. Let's see, got another message. Okay, never mind. That one is not important. So, another thing, if Shaft plays the way they did on Tram as their Marine round on this one, it's definitely going to give them a really great advantage if they're able to put that same pressure into Agri-Labs, that same pressure into filtration, and just really, keep them in their base. I mean, in that aspect, it's pretty similar. I mean, those 2 chunks of the map are basically infamous for just high levels of Marine harassment. I mean, all you need to do is just, send the guys up through bridge, up over the jump there, and bridge, up into Agri. Presto, harassment. It's like the equivalent of Logi. Both in levels of, location to the hive, or, their hive on Tram, versus the set alien spawn on here. And the location of the map and the ability of Marines to just harass the hell out of it. Of course, seating is also kind of obnoxious for Shaft to hold, but I mean, yes, there is this vent system here, which, of course, it doesn't stick, which will dump you out down here if, you're a clever alien going through the vent. So there are ways to get around, but it's still going to be kind of annoying. Alright. So what are we waiting on here? Down 1 player for each team, so they'll hopefully be connected here. Yep, we have 3 connecting, so I'm assuming that's Tico and our missing 2 players. And then we will be starting in for round 3. I mean, I think part of it, I mean, it's not like tau-9 is exactly horribly far behind either for a lot of these. You can see that there's been opportunities where maybe if the next, at a certain point, maybe if the next engagement went just a little bit differently, or they really took advantage of something that happened, that maybe they would have, come out ahead. That maybe they would have come out ahead, but it's not right now. It looks like we are swapping one person out. Tap mail. Apparently my memory is that of a goldfish, because now we have Rag in here. Oh no, Versal's randomly showing up. Jeez. But I think that it's like, just depending on if some of these engagements had gone just a little bit different, it probably it could have swung in their favor. Especially like tau-9's last alien round. There were some times when it's like, when Chef was really far behind. Maybe the res biting wasn't quite fast enough. Maybe just not quite enough. I don't know. I just feel like there could have been those opportunities there. It could, of course, may have been, a 10% chance to take said opportunities, but they were there. At least I think they were there. Alright, so we're still waiting on one to reconnect. Oh my god, somebody. Who swapped out? Maltarian tap. Oh, and we got radio. I feel really stupid now. That I can't remember who the heck the other person is. But then again, this happens every freaking time. Okay, so we got all the tau-9 in here. We are just waiting on the last dude from Chef to show up. We do have one connecting, so that is going to be them. Let's see, who is it? At least I'm hoping that's them and not, Just taking a look here to see. Alright, we got everybody back for a shaft as well. So hopefully they got their tactics discussed, and we'll see how good of a game it is here on Biodome. And we are going to go right into the round now. It's 15 seconds until round 3 here, which for some reason has not given Shaft their proper points. Going into round 3. Unsurprisingly, the spawns are fixed. Huzzah! Crag Hive up there for tau-9. Meanwhile, we got 3 heading off towards seeding. Pretty standard split in that part as far as that goes. And it looks like we have one person staying back to build. That would be Cryptic. No, wait. I'm missing somebody? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, never mind. We had Top Marine was hiding underneath the power node on the map. Okay. So Noki's going to creep around the corner, run face first into Top. Top is going to go down. Meanwhile, Mal and Rag are going to dance around the corner there, and Bonich may be able to get the drop on him, but he has to be careful because there's kind of 2 of them and 1 of him. Armor 1 starting up right away. We already have, looks like we had Terra in the Gorge up there in Agri-Labs, just, doing Gorgy things, building up some stuff. They got a Shade and a Crag there already, but the thing is are they going to hear it? And Jamie's going to run right into it. He's going to get a fair amount of damage right away onto the Crag, but he can't see it now. And here comes Tap, just joining the party, getting a nice couple bites onto Jamie. So that Shade is in a rather awkward position, so I'm assuming that's just going to continue forward, and they're going to try and lock down Falls. We got Noki there already with the RT build, and he's going to take down Top. And he's actually going to axe Tap. He has no health left, so he gets some med packs for his awesome victory there. The Crag is scooting forward a little bit. Of course, they have to hear it there, but his position in the hallway means that it might actually get shot at and discovered, even if somebody doesn't run into it like they just did. Noki, hey, dude, you just ran into a Crag. Did you see that? I don't know if he just missed it entirely or what. He ran into a crag. Now he's going to back into the crag. Congrats, it's a crag. Here comes the alien crush. Noki's still alive. Bonage hopefully has spotted the crag, but he's going to get swarmed. Med-packed a lot, and he's going to go down, but he is... Oh, Top is actually going to take out Rag. A little bit too choppy there. They're going to work on that, which Rag is going to be unhappy about. They're going to work on that RT there and falls. They actually dropped the tunnel there already. Terran better watch out, because he... Oh, no. Rest in pieces, Gorge. So the RT has been taken down there and falls. They can't use the tunnel as a tunnel unless Terran's planning on regorging. But of course, that's not only kind of expensive, aka he doesn't quite have the res to, you know, regorge and put a tunnel down yet, but also that'll delay his Onos. And if they expect to, you know, take this alien round, they kind of need the Onos at a reasonable amount of time. And if they're going to have lurks that end up dying or something and need a relurk, that of course slows that down and just, yeah. Alright, so they're chomping away on that RT. Meanwhile, we got Jamie Dinoki and Top Marine all rotating in. They're going to take down that tunnel, so that is not going to be a free RT without Sis there for tau-9 at this point. See if Top Marine remembers the crags there. Crag? Take Noki to crash into it. He like literally runs into Top though. They're going to take down Top, and they'll be able to try and power down that crag. The shade, of course, is right here in the corner. It is a really weird spot. Top is able to take it. Oh, never mind. Top goes down. Tap goes down. Top. Whatever. Either way, Mal's still alive. He's going to take a lot of damage there from Top Marine. Radio's out of the hive. He's going to chomp down Top Marine, and they're going to be somewhat successful in at least saving some of that T-res that they put down there. Bonage is already over here into filtration, clearing out some Sis and putting some initial damage onto that RT over on that side of the map. With Rag up his lurk, he is rotating that way, and you can see that Top is also heading that way, with Terran as a Skulk joining the fray. It seemed like none of the hits for both sides in that little section of the engagement were landing, but eventually they do end up clearing out Bonage from filtration. I don't think they have an armory up yet. They have the armory drop, so they can't really get the power up there and falls particularly fast. They do have 4 RTs for Shaft though, so they aren't doing too badly. The only problem is, of course, the section of the map that is, you know, so key. It basically is kind of hub or crossroads or whatever. You can't do anything with it right now. Otherwise, that'd be a 5th RT for them. Actually, they do have their 5th RT up. It looks like they got platform and over there in Hydro also capped. But here's the thing: Bonage is over here fighting the oncoming alien hordes. Cryptic jumps out of the hive and backs up, doing the smart thing. Meanwhile, they got Rag on the arms lab. He gets Cryptic gets cleaned up there by the incoming lurk. Rag's actually pretty hurt. But they got people coming back, and they do have two IPs, so it's not like the end of the world. Cryptic jumps back and gets like instantly melted. And if they aren't careful, they're going to lose the lurk. They do lose Top. And they are probably, yeah, they are going to lose Rag as well. That was one thing where at a certain point, you just need to get the hell out of the freaking room. And there was too much floating around towards the south half of that, I think, which would mean that, you know, they kind of lose their higher life forms. Now severely gimped. Well, the next, you know, chunk of time until they're able to get fades up is going to be kind of rough. Bruno does go down. He almost takes Bruno goes down, but almost takes Tap with him. I mean, he's just a skulk, but right now that's all they got is skulks, and they are researching shotguns. So they'll have weapons one shotguns here momentarily. And they do have the welders, so somebody out of that mess there and falls, if they win this engagement, should be able to go and weld that up. Mal going after... Jamie versus Mal, the 2 survivors, with Rag hiding around the corner. They're going to actually back up, and it looks like Jamie will be able to go and start welding that power up and falls. Looks like they did lose the RT over here in Hydro. But, you know, they will only take it down 5 RTs, but at this point of the game, that's a pretty good number. they spent a lot of time, you know, fighting stuff. As you can see, the kill graph's pretty even on that aspect. Power's finally up in Falls, and they're going to get their 5th and 6th RTs built. That'd be Hydro and Falls, both completed fairly soon here. But we got 2 Skulks just creeping on through the vent. Poor Noki. If he doesn't suspect they're there, well, now he knows. He gets a lot of damage into Terran, but he's probably going to go down before he takes out either of them. Tap is also gets taken down quite a bit, but not enough to kill him. Top free to rotate towards seeding to work on that RT. Meanwhile, we got Bruno and Top Marine working on the Crag up here in Agri. And Jamie over here in Infiltration, working on a Crag that is not complete yet. It's at 88% ground, and this poor Drifter seems lost and confused. They're going to have Rag coming into the room. Maybe. And they're swarming over Jamie. Will he get any of them? He does get Rag. But Radio is able to clear him up, and they are going to get that Crag completed, so that'll heal up to full health here momentarily. Bonage falls with a shotgun. There are going to be 4 Skulks in the room there. He's going to take down one of them, but his shotgun is now sitting in the middle of the floor by that pillar, and it looks like Top Marine might be able to scoot on in there and pick it up. But there are kind of 3 Skulks in there, and he's not going to be able to save that RT. He's got a lot of... all those Skulks have quite a bit of chip damage, so it's not like they're heinously dangerous. And Jamie is actually lurking right around the corner there, so he... oh, never mind. He's up in the vent. Phase Tech almost done. Metabolize on the way. It is Fade Res now, so we should be seeing some Fades magically appearing here fairly soon. They've actually done an okay job at holding on, considering that they were, you know, lurkless. I mean, that is not the start you want to have, and they were doing reasonably okay, you know, until their lurks got completely dismembered by various marine weaponry. Noki staying alive here versus Terran, but will he get the last couple bullets here? Is he going to axe him? Nope. No axe this time. Bonage should be able to clear him up, though, no problem. Assuming he actually sees him. Terran fleeing the scene of the crime, for obvious reasons, called his HP. We do have Tap up as a Fade, and he's going to jump down at Jamie, get a lot of damage into him, and they do know that now that at least one Fade is up, and we'll probably be seeing another one here at some point, too, I would assume. Got Top Marine creeping around a corner. But since he's a shotgun, he can't really do his... Whoa, nice pistol shots there from Top Marine. And a shotgun blast to finish him off, and a nice meat shot right into Top's face to kill the last Skulk there. And they have the gate up here in Agri, so very nice forward gate. They do probably need the one in Falls just to secure things, or some other, you know, random place like that. But, you know, of course you want Falls because it's in the center of the map and thus helps you lane block. Bonage gonna fight with Rag here. Stuck on his pistol at that point. We're not able to get enough damage in because he still had his armor. Top Marine entering the room, and he probably won't be able to save the RT unless Rag does something really dumb. Really big on these, you know, pistol shooting here. But he does have a shotgun, so he's just going to be able to wipe him out. Wipe him off the face of the planet right there. So we just had Bruno go down up in Agri Labs. We have Tap here as the Fade, and we got Mal up as a Fade as well. But only Bonage is there at the moment. He's going to get swarmed by everything, and then they're going to jump on the gate. And this is why you need the Falls gate as well. They're just going to recycle it. It's not worth trying to keep. Obviously, if you did have the Falls gate, you could back up Agri Labs theoretically, but at this point, there were, I think just so many people died in such a short period of time that nobody was out, you know, on a forward position on the map, aside from over here in these 2 dudes over here in West Route. Mal jumping in on them. They're trying to get the gate up. It might be a little bit close to the wall, though. I don't know about that gate position, guys. They're getting a lot of chip damage onto everything. They're actually going to... Did they lose it or recycle it? I'm assuming they recycled it. Killed Extractor. Phase Gate. I think Terran might have actually grabbed that. Oops. Tap just leapfrogging over Bonage's head. They got the gate back up in Agri. Okay. So let's get that Falls Gate down. So that way you guys don't end up, you know, stuck back in base when everything dies. Or at least, that would be the good thing to do. Okay, they're going to get the gate up. Bone is just working on that. We got Noki and Jamie working over here in infiltration, taking down that RT, but we have Tap sitting outside of base. They do have the obs right here, so it's not like there's any question about it. And with the gates being up, they're not going to have two in the right position, but Bonage jumps back through the gate. They're going to swarm. They're going to do a reverse grind gate and have everybody beacon back to try and kill him. They're staying a little bit long, but the fades were close. Well, actually, one fade was out the door, and the other one was pretty close. Alright, so we got Jamie running around the corner. He's going to get swarmed because Mal wasn't far enough away. He's missing his meat shots too from point blank range. Just the fade is just hugging his face. And too close for him to be able to land any good shots. Top keeping Bruno occupied at base. Meanwhile, the gate up in Agri, Bonage and Top Marine pushed a little bit too far forward, and at this point they might actually lose this aggregate because they got a little bit too aggressive while everybody was occupied with other things. That'll mean 2 shotguns will go down and they won't be able to recover it, but they actually lose Tap. And the phase gate in Agri does go down. I missed it. Tap. Who killed Tap? Tap, 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 tap. That was Bruno. Okay, so it was right there. I just didn't see the fade turn into tiny, tiny bits. Alright, so they got that gate back up. They got Jamie and Noki over here on filtration side again. And they're actually going to go for 4 gates, which is not exactly something, normal. But at least that means that if something bad happens to Agri Labs, as we saw it already can happen, they can just push in from the other side. It's not a big deal. Gets a lot of nice meat shots into everything at once. But, yeah. Rest in peace, gate. So at least they have something, some gate up. And Bonage is able to grab a new shotgun there, I think, that somebody had dropped because they killed over dead. We have Jamie and Noki pushing into the hive alone, but not exactly the West. Noki, get back with your buddy. Oh, nice shot into Top. Top goes down. He just ate like a gigantic meat shot, every pellet in the gun and then some, landing into his nice big flappy wings. Now Jamie and Bonage holding onto this little bottleneck here as it goes around the corner. It's a very hard place to push into. I mean, you can't even really flank from there as well, because obviously to flank you have to come all the way through and like around like that, and it's just kind of awkward. And since Bruno's hanging out right over where this vent exits, it makes it that much harder. And we're going to see a 4 push into the hive. 3 shotguns in that mess and 1 LMG, a very good mix of weaponry, and they're just gonna like go to town on the hive. You can see there's a bunch of skulks just going towards base. They're slowly weaving their way across the map, but the hive is down to half, and at this point Bruno did come back and they are gonna beacon, but they beacon, kill a couple skulks, and then they could just rearm and get back through the gate, and that looks like exactly what they're doing. That is the problem with having this, I mean, it's like normally something that if you could do this before the Fates came out, it would be like, freaking amazing to do because you don't have the Fades to fight. But since they already lost the 1 Fade, it's kind of similar, especially since they don't have any lurks. So it's like they have 1 life form, and it means that this is still an option that they can have. Just because, you go through the gate, you shoot the hive, which makes them either clear the gate, which means you're still in the hive room, or of course, they make you beacon. But since the gate is still there, well, yeah, you kind of have to. You can kind of just come back in and kill the hive. So this will be a 3rd point for Shaft. All right. Much closer, at least as far as upgrades go. They did lose a lot of phase gates. Alright. They're doing pretty good there for a tau-9 through this, through a good half of that game. Just when they lost their lurks and then had a fade and melt down into tiny, tiny bits, it just wasn't going to end well. So again, I think this is something that tau-9, you can see that they do have some potential for being able to go and actually win their matches later on in the season. Probably. I mean, this could be a thing. It's new teams. I mean, this is a mixed match mishmash of some people that maybe didn't exactly. It's a mishmash of people. So I think that, given a couple more weeks, that they'll be able to have things together. They'll maybe, look back on their replays, maybe have somebody go through and, record some of their scrims. Because that's, you only get so many matches, and obviously, if you're getting all your information from matches, I mean, it'll help you a little bit, but then you can't go back and be prepared for, you have that many less opportunities to really show off and to really get some points in the season where it matters. Tap's already readying up here for tau-9. And we'll have to see how things go with tau-9 as Marines. Again, this is a map that if you get enough early pressure into the alien naturals, it can really screw up alien movement across the map. But then again, I mean, it did look like they had, at least last round. I mean, where's the stats? I mean, they were doing a reasonable job at least holding their own naturals. But as I reopened the thing again, I mean, for a lot of the game, Shaft was sitting at a good 5-ish RTs, give or take 4.5, 5 RTs through much of the game. But yeah, so I think that just give tau-9 a little bit more time, and they'll definitely be able to hold their own, especially against some of the teams. I don't know how. I'm not exactly 100% sure where these guys would stand on like the whole list of teams for Div 1. I mean, I don't think there's any question about the top like 4-ish necessarily, or at least the top 3-ish. I think most people would probably be reasonably in agreement, but I don't know. It'll become more obvious as time goes on. And as it is, we're going to move right into the final round of tau-9 versus Shaft. Second round here on Biodome, with tau-9 starting as Marines. Alright, standard splits for them and an arms lab going down. I mean, we got fairly standard split from all the little skulkies dashing across the map. Shall see what happens here. We got Tap moving forward to try and intercept the oncoming skull cords. Bonage flanking from over on the hydroponic side. And here they come. They move in and they take out Tap, who was out of line of sight from everybody else. Terran trying to save Top. I think he does, but Top's all by himself now. And he gets taken down. So not a very good first engagement there. They did get the RT up, so that helps a little bit. But there's 2 skulks on it, and that thing is just going to get completely thrashed. And in fact, Tap was trying to go reinforce, and 2 bites and a parasite, and Jamie was able to take him down. Mal and Jordan looked like they were, Mal and frickin' Rag had started on the power there and falls and changed their mind. Looks like they were going to go pressure an RT, but they kind of accidentally meet up with like every skulk ever, and they do take out one of them. But there's still 3 alive. I mean, thankfully there's nothing in falls for them to chew on, but it's just making it really hard for them to be able to get their foothold on the map. Is that 3 skulks in a pile there? Or is that only 2? I think that's only 2 skulks in a pile versus Terran, who just gets completely annihilated. Bruno peeking around the corner gets taken out by Top. And back in seating, we got Noki alive versus Tap and Rag. Tap basically just runs right into him, and here comes Jamie doing much of the same, except for Rag had backed up, figuring that engagement was over possibly, and thus leaving Tap to die to many skulk teeth. Cryptic staying alive a freakishly long period of time, but he does eventually go down. Meanwhile, over on this side, Mal also getting a kill or 2. Top and Mal alone over here in platform with 3 skulks. 2 of them have enough chip damage. Top Marine goes down. Top Top Balls taking out the rest of them. And he's going to be able to start working on that RT. The power's already primed, so he just needs to start getting that RT built. Nobody over here in seating, so Bruno has a free pass to go start chomping on that thing. It looks like they do have Mal heading that way, so he'll be heading over there to cause some chaos. And he only needs a bullet or two to kill him. Almost to lurk res, we have Tap trying to put some initial pressure into AgriLabs. They really didn't have the chance to push forward. I mean, that's, of course, something you want to do early in the game, but they just haven't had that chance yet. Rag's holding over here in Hydro. Get some chip damage into Bonage, but Bonage is hiding up out of line of sight, so he can't really do much of anything. Meanwhile, Noki is flanking through the vent. See, somebody's also chomping on the RT over there in Falls. But there isn't much Rag can really do at this point. I mean, he knows that there is at least one skulk in here, and he's trying to spend the time. Oh, now there's two. That's really obvious. And unless he really pulls out some magic, he's not going to be able to. He's almost able to take down Bonage, but not quite. And they're going to rotate over towards seating to work on that RT. Meanwhile, we got both the lurks, or at least a lurk up. We got Tap Marine up as a lurk, and he's going to zoom on in towards Tap. Tap's going to get a couple nice chunks taken out of him, and Bruno's going to do cleanup there, get a parasite on Mal, and Top Marine is going to be able to go back to the hive to heal. Terran's over here in Filtration. Well, currently West Route, soon to be Filtration. There we go. Now he's in Filtration. He's going to go over and start desysting over there. At least potentially. I think he's hoping somebody will show up. Either way, Mal's going to get taken down in Falls. Alright, so the desysting has begun. Power's being taken down in Falls, which is probably the more important thing at this point, just because, well, they kind of need that res. I mean, there's Taos sitting at 5 RTs versus, the 3 for Shaft. Here comes Top Marine. Getting a couple nice bites onto him. Terran goes down. Top and Tap fighting both lurks. Noki has the second lurk here. Top Marine exiting through the vent because he is very low health. So Tap and Top are going to be able to build this RT here in Falls while the lurks go heal and they end up getting Filtration recapped. Bruno's working over in Platform, and we got Rag working over here in Hydro. It looks like Bonage is just camping out there. Oh, look, they got Mal there as well. But the problem is that Bonage just got spotted, so he took quite a bit of damage. But here come the lurks. Couple bites onto Mal, and he's down. Next is Rag. Top Marine getting a couple bites as far as that goes. Bonage ate a lot of bullets, but otherwise is okay. Tap and Top have since rotated over here to AgriLabs. They're getting a lot of damage into the Crag. Using this little pillar thingy to be able to dodge out of the way, but Tap is the only one okay, they do take the Crag down, so they do have a minor victory there for tau-9. But they are losing quite a bit of res, and they lost the power there in Falls. 5 RTs down. 5 of their RTs have gone down, which puts them at 3 RTs built with 1 on the way, which looks to be the one in Hydra, which has been sitting there just not built for quite a while now. Mal is basically dead. He is doomed to die at 1,000, from 1,000 teeth, except for the fact he's somehow staying alive here, and it's actually gonna. Oh no, wait, he's still dead. Never mind. Just kidding. He's still dead. Bruno's gonna go down as well. Tap scares off Top Marine, and there's still that shotgun there that hopefully somebody will be able to recap. Yeah, here comes Terran. Terran? Hey, you missed it. You missed this shotgun. It's like right there, dude. Oh well. I guess he doesn't want a shotgun. Top Marine getting some spike damage into Tap, who just needs to back out of the room at this point, I think. Oh, here comes Terran. Getting some good damage into Top Marine, but the lurks are gonna have to leave because, well, the LMG is a little bit scary and slightly more accurate at long distances than apparently we're having some issue with that. Alright, so Mal is over there for just took out Bonage. And Top Marine is maybe going to run into Tap and Terran here. Quite a bit of damage going into them. Bonage is going to creep around the corner. He almost gets a bite into Tap, but not quite. Noki taking a lot of damage. He's going to be able, maybe, yes, he is going to be able to get out of the room, and Tap actually cuts down Terran. Oops. Not exactly the bullets you wanted to land right there. They're getting armor 2, and that'll be done here in a couple seconds. While Mal and Top work on the RT over here in Filtration. Top Marine glided nicely over the little railing there. And he's actually going to take quite a bit of damage, but doesn't go down. That was kind of risky, I think, but, well, he's still alive, so... Oops. One thing here. Okay, the guy left. Alright, so... Yeah, so much for recapping Falls over there. Here came the alien swarm, taking that down. Alright, Top being pushed back by Top Marine, who's actually lost his armor, so he needs to play a little bit more carefully, but none of the bullets are going to land. They're going to be able to take down the Canopy RT and just be able to back out. They'll maybe lose one of the skulls. It looks like it'll be Cryptic, which is okay, because he's the comp. And they actually are going to lose Top Marine up there, because Mal came in for the flank. Bruno's still alive, but he might not be if Rag has his way with him. He does get enough bullets into that poor skulk that kills him quite dead. Noki gonna have to play careful as well. He's weaving side to side to avoid the bullets. And 8 RTs down. Tau-9 sitting at 4 and Shaft at 3. Phase Tech finally started and we got Fades on the field. At least a Fade. We got Bonage diving in there. He's already at half health and he has to just get the hell out. They are able to clean up over in Agri-Labs and he's just backing out. Top and Rag working in platform to try and get another RT up. Of course, having, you know, the 5th one would be really great for them. With Phase Tech almost complete, it looks like Mal's gonna have to weld that power nodes just in case, because those Fades, if they kill him, will be able to take the power down, no problem. Which, in fact, they are going to do to prevent that gate from showing up there and falls immediately. Moving forward, it looks like Noki may run into both these Marines from tau-9. Oh, and they're almost melting him. They didn't chase, so he's able to get out through the vent. But with them killing the Cis chain, as long as they don't totally lose line of sight, end up dying horribly, that'll take down yet another chunk of the res. And looking at the res graph, I don't know. They're both suddenly working on res a bit more. Noki, again, trying to do something to distract these Marines, but they're just being a little bit vicious there, making sure they kill them. We got this giant fight going on in Falls where Tap and Terran just, like, exploded. They did take down Top Marine. It was just a little skulky. So, no problem there. Mal is still alive, but, you know, he's kind of versus a Fade. He's actually going to get a lot of damage into Bonage. And Bruno's not exactly full health as well, but they're going to be able to go through Agri-Labs, no problem. They do have this tunnel placed over here in Hydroponics, so that's going to be their second hive spot, and they don't have quite enough res for it yet. But at this point, tau-9 really needs to make sure that they get enough res so that way they can actually use this Phase Tech they researched. I mean, if you research it, you got to use it. It's not like something like weapon upgrades where it just magically happens. And it looks like they're preparing for a crush here over Infiltration. They're going to start moving in. Rag's a little bit too far around the corner. Not that there was much they could probably do with this many aliens just zooming into him. Bruno's getting fairly low. If he lands the pistols on the right alien, he probably would have been dead, but not enough. Alright, so we got 3 moving in towards Falls here, and this does look like it's going to be a push for the Falls gate. The 3 Marines welding the power as fast as they possibly can. Hydro has been dropped. And the RT that was built over here in Filtration is going to go down along with the one over here in Platform. So they finally get something vaguely resembling a foothold on this map. They're going to have to move back, cap that RT. And they're even taking down the power over here in Filtration. They just don't want to have that as an option for a gate. I mean, obviously, if you did that, that would be the power up here, I believe. But I guess, you know, they started on the power over here. I mean, it's socketed at least. So, you know, somewhere in here, put a gate, call it good, and have some nice forward momentum towards that hive. I mean, Agri is obviously the preferred one, I think. Just because, well, it just is. It has a nice little corner they can duck around. It's easier to arc, I think. They shall work on that little crag. That poor crag. Having a very short life. Almost. Is it dead? Okay, now it's dead. Bonage is trying to figure out if he can do anything about it. But we have kind of a shenanigan going on down here at the gate. We have Noki finally getting the last couple bites on this. That gate has gone down. That foothold that they have is now gone, and Mal is just all by himself. He ends up going down. So Terra needs to try yet again to get this gate up, I guess. And meanwhile, the Hydro Hive is done. And Rag should, at this point, probably shouldn't be pushing over there by himself. At least I'm pretty, yeah, he is by himself. He's by himself as a shotgunner. And at this point, they need to not potentially lose the shotgun. They need to not potentially, you know, lose falls again. Somebody get Jamie'd off that power. Tap. It's up to you. Alright, they save it at 18%. And they do lose the shotgun. I mean, yes, he took down the harvester, but a shotgun is a lot more expensive than a harvester, especially considering it's P-res versus T-res. Alright, here comes Bruno in there as a fade. He just kind of dances around, gets a couple swipes. Bronich cleans it up. Bruno taking a lot of damage, but they get split up around this wall. And just the shots just not quite landed. Shotgun on the ground. Mal's going to be able to pick that up if he so wishes. He actually splits up around this thing too. There's just this little freaking thing around the checkpoint is just causing so much chaos. Tap with no health is able to pick up a shotgun, but he needs to stay out of range of that stupid lurk. His spikes, jeez. He literally was completely blackbarred as a Marine. Noki getting an upgrade. They do have 2 veils done. So you can see those upgrades are already appearing for them. Tap and Jordan working on killing that RT before moving forward, and they just better make sure that they're within line of sight so they can actually do something about this. They're sending in the hallucinations first, that way a couple bullets get used on that. They do take down the Skulk, but the Fade's still kind of causing an issue here. He is trapped, and Top is fighting his own fight down by the actual gate. They do take out the RT. Here comes Bonage. Is he? Yes, he is coming over there. And with some little chip damage from Noki, Tap just getting wrecked. Oh, but Bruno, he's a little bit trapped there. One more shot, and Bruno does go down. He danced around a little bit too long, and Noki is totally out of energy. So they get 2 life forms there, so that is totally worth it. Weld yourself up, guys, and go get a gate down. So all that's left is Bonage. Bonage gets to play hero again. As we saw the last time they had an alien around, he was just like alive for a million years. Top working on that RT. Bonage comes in. Swipe, swipe. Will he save the RT? The RT is at 27% health. That is probably, maybe, it's going to be maybe okay. Maybe not. Power's back up infiltration. They'd have the gate back in there. At that point, I think it probably would have been better to just build a new gate. Or build the power for a new room, because, well, it takes us time, and then they don't have to worry about it. Top Marine going around, biting some res. Onos is up. We got Jamie up as an Onos, and we have Cryptic there as Gorge backup. They have no Bio Bomb, but they do have Leap. They actually need a research charge. I'm thinking that's what he just jumped back in the hive to do. I certainly hope so, at least. Terran taking out Noki there. Here comes Bonage as well. Although one LMG that was injured and not really a full clip. Not exactly the most threatening thing in the world. Alright, charge has been started. Just needed to wait for the res on it. We have a moment of silence here while nobody shoots at anything. A part of the silence also could be because Bruno has silence there. He did duck forward, try and get a little bit of damage on them, but the Onos has been revealed. We have Jamie there ducking forward, well, charging forward. He's going to take down Mal, and there's also the Gorge support as well. Charge is almost done, and by himself, Terran isn't going to put much of a dent into any of those life forms, especially not with the Gorge there as well. So they are going to lose the gate and falls, and possibly the power there as well, but at this point, Terran is being hunted, and he actually runs back in. He doesn't see Bonage right around the corner there. He barely gets a few shots into him. Top and Rag just kind of guarding this top gate, the sole chunk of map control, and they actually get a Gorge tunnel back towards Falls. So that was like what they were initially trying to do, but this time it actually worked in that they were able to get the the Gorge tunnel actually there. How about that? So while they're doing that, the power actually went down here in Canopy. We lost the RT, or well, we're in the process of losing the RT here in seeding. And though Mal finally got the power back up in Canopy, he's kind of being swarmed by the Fade and like this Skulk, and he's going to end up going down. And so Noki with, 5% health is going to just be able to start working on that again. Power's down and Falls. They drop the RT there. Terran's just guarding the gate. And at this point, well, again, very equal graphs. But just like their current position with that gate over on the far side of the map, I mean, yes, it gives them a certain amount of map control, but at the same time, it's like trapping them there. They don't have like that many places to wander to. They can wander back to platform, which is currently being swarmed by, 3 Skulks. Or they could wander forward to the Hive, where there's currently a Fade, and there's a tunnel, and there's also an Onos. So it's like, okay, we have this map position, and having the map position is good. Problem being that at this point, they can't do much about it. Well, what about a gate like right here or something? That's on a different power node. You don't have to like sneak all the way in there. And Jamie running out of the room, but just like something else to sort of get them in the middle of the map. Top Marine trying to get a kill there. It looks like Bonage will show up and take care of that. That whip is freaking out a little bit, as whips are kind of apt to do. Noki trying to play ring around the row, so he does end up going down to tap. And Bonage is sitting on the gate, waiting for Rag to pop through and be a tasty Marine snack. Bruno's there as well. And here comes the giant push over towards filtration. And this is not looking so good at this point for tau-9. But I think part of it is just needing another launching point. They need either bridge or, I guess, is that bioreactor? Yeah, bioreactors. You need one of those as like a second gate. So you have something that's like either allows you to take falls or just like move around the map faster. Tap trying to get damage in there. He ends up pulling Bonage off the gate, but Bonage is able to take him down, and Terran gets wrecked. Here comes Rag through the gate. Gets a little bit more damage onto Cryptic, but of course, Cryptic's kind of a Gorge, so he can, sort of heal things. Geals are done. We got, does that mean the AA is done? Yeah, that means the AA is done. We got HMG started. We got a Hive dropped. I mean, it just snowballed all of a sudden. I mean, at this point, Shaft has been sitting at 3 RTs. Pretty much the whole thing, which isn't exactly bad. I mean, look at tau-9. They were sitting at 4. You can look at the graph. I mean, that's a very nice graph for, neither team being behind, really. That's like as close as you'd want it to possibly be without, saying that the Marines were behind or the aliens were behind, whatever. Alright, so they're going to go for a gate over here in, what is this little stupid hallway? Bamboo. Yeah, why didn't I think of that? So they got a gate over here in Bamboo, which does block the lane over towards Canopy and allows them access towards platform as well. So they're just going to try and melt that Hive. Here comes Cryptic, here comes Jamie, here comes Bonage, here comes all the life forms, plus Top Marine as a little Skulk. And they get split up on other sides of the room, so they can't really help each other that much. HMGs are done. Rag and Mal trying their best to do some sort of damage to any of these things. They have Jamie down to about half health, and he's finally realizing maybe he should retreat. Bonage is getting stuck on a wall, kind of, but he's able to get out because it was lucky and Terran was reloading. There's a Crag at one end of the room, and there's a Hive at the other that's being healed by a Gorge. The tunnel goes to the other Hive, of course. So just no matter what, it's going to make it kind of hard. But if they come in here, there's 4 coming into this room. and the 5th of the gate, they are going to maybe be able to take this hive down, especially, you know, since... Wait, what's coming in? We got Theonos coming in. Here comes Jamie. He's going to, you know, change his mind, though. He's going to get back through the tunnel. So back on the hive, they're going to lose the Falls hive. But at this point, they've gone up to... Shaft has gone up to almost 5 RTs. And they're finally going to clear out some of this mess over here in Falls. They may be able to move the gate around, but at this point, you could look at the map. I mean, just look at the friggin' little sidebar mini-map thingy gadget. They have stuff on the gate. There's only one IP. Did they take down one IP, or did I miss them taking down an IP? Because they really should have 2 IPs when they're at a gate. Oh, never mind. The other one was just in a weird place. Bonage actually does go down. Is that over here, or over there, or where was it? I missed it. I don't think it was down here. And they are finally able to clear stuff out of the base. There is, however, assists just like chillin'. Okay, they cleared that. Alright, so they're down to just a Onos and something that is evolving. Second round of fades, anyone? Alright, so with 2 more fades and 2 more Oni? Where's everyone? Oh yeah, this is gonna be pretty over if they... Yep, they're like Oni everywhere. This is like Fade and Ono's death ball of doom. All they need to do is keep the Oni alive. If they can keep all 3 of them alive, even if stuff... I mean, they don't even have to fight Falls. They can just go to base and win, basically. I mean, look at tau-9's res. They only have 20, so they can drop another chair. But at this point, you know, they're kind of 3. You have one Onos fight, and you have the other 3 go rampaging around and, like, you know, kill the power. And at this point, Jamie is actually getting kind of low. He needs to duck around the corner. He has basically no health. He has completely blackbarred. He almost gets around the corner, but he goes down. Okay, so much for having the 3 Onos equal win strat, but they are going to take down the Falls Gate. It looks like it's kind of scary. You don't want to go through there. They have Mal kind of poking his head around the corner, but not able to do much. They're building up the power again over here in Filtration, possibly to try and get something vaguely resembling a forward gate again. And so that you know, is that a gate? I think that's a gate under that giant... Oh, no. Yeah, that was a gate. Past tense. Mal getting some shots into Bruno. Bonage as well. They jump forward, poof the gate. Bruno's kind of trapped on the wrong side, but he's just going to loop back around that way. And we see stuff blinking in base, because guess what? Jamie was being annoying. Here come the Oni. We see 2 people get gored pretty quick there by Top Marine. Tap's going to be next. Top Marine is without armor, but as long as he plays smart, that won't be an issue. Bruno, though, needs to be careful because he has no armor or health. Without the gate there, that isn't going to be an issue. Just Noki needs to make sure he doesn't get caught out. Here comes Cryptic as a lurk. And there's the HMG. We got HMGs a while ago. Why weren't they on the field? These will prove to be a lot more troublesome for all of Shaft. And they're trying the arc again. Or not arcs. Sorry. Reading chat, it's talking about Bile Bomb. Yeah, they're getting the gate back up. Platform hive drop. So there's the 3rd hive. If they're able to keep that, well, it's definitely over. Looking at the res graph, I mean, that round of life forms was pretty much gonna be the final set, I think. Assuming they don't throw them and, you know, have to wait another X amount of minutes depending on RT number to get them back. Bruno just kind of swoops by. Here comes Terran and Rag, both with HMGs. Noki's kind of pinched by Top and Tap, but they only have a shotgun and an LMG. So they got this is a really sort of like weak triangle in the phase gates, and they definitely need to move one forward. And it looks like they are going to try and get another gate up. They're going to try and get a stronger triangle going on here. It's kind of a weird location for the aggregate, but at least it's a aggregate. But the problem is right now there's kind of this swarm of aliens and falls. Terran is trying really hard to kill everything dead. And he might actually get Bruno. Just reload his pistol and get a couple more shots onto that fade. Alright, he has to reload his HMG and he better has to run. They're actually going to beacon him out. So saving their expensive player there with the HMG. Looking at the P-res, they still have enough. It looks like Mal will be able to grab something. Rag definitely can. Rag should just buy a round of HMGs for everyone. Bruno's maybe going to get killed here. Almost. He keeps almost having these, like, these almost deaths. Top and Tap hanging out in falls again. Are they going to go for another gate? They're sitting at 7 res though, so I guess they can't. Here comes a base push. We got Rag there by himself, putting as many bullets as possible into that, but the Umbra is causing quite a problem for him. Top Marine getting very low. He might actually go down here. Enough pistol shots. Tap does take him down. And the rest are fleeing the scene. Except for Bruno, who likes to live dangerously. Bonage, it looks like, was attacking the phase gate, and he actually took quite a few shots there as well. Terran gets wiped there. His HMG sitting on the ground. Currently looks like just a normal LMG, but that is an HMG that is being guarded there. Top is going to be brave and try to pick up that HMG. Tap can go pick up the shotgun if he so wishes. Bonage and Tap having a bit of a tap dance. Bonage comes out the winner. Mal running around in circles with a grenade launcher. I don't think the GL is necessarily the right call there. I mean, it doesn't help you fight life forms. You needed another HMG. Or a shotgun, you know, something that is for killing life forms. Because there are kind of a lot of them still. We still have the one Onos. And at this point, it doesn't necessarily need to be more than the one. They are going to finally take down Bruno. Skip back to Canopy just in time to see a Blackbard Bruno get taken down by the final shot there. Recapping over here in seating. We got Tap kind of creeping in right as the hive drops. He's like, hey look, there's a hive over here. Hey guys, I found the hive. Chomped at by Chop Marine. He is going to go down pretty quick. Almost takes Top Marine with him. No, but not quite. Here comes Mal with an HMG. We got Top there with an LMG, and we got Rag there with a shotgun. They try and start on the on a new phase gate. Bonage lagging a bit. Maybe I am. I doubt it though. Bruno jumping up the wall. He's going to come in and try and get some bites. And Bonage taking a big meat shot. The HMG going down there. That was Mal. Now it's just Top, who's trying to back away as fast as humanly possible, and he ends up going down. There was a gorge tunnel, it looked like, that was coming over here to Canopy, but at this point, as you can see, the Hydras are still there, but, well, the tunnel no longer is. And they're just going to GG out at this point. I think that is probably the right call. I mean, 3 hives. Well, 3.5. Yeah, it is 36%. So that'll be a 4-0 in favor of Shaft. As soon as the banner shows up. But definitely a good set of games there from them. As I said, I think that it looks like Shaft was perhaps a little bit more polished. Yes, okay, they're playing with lag, but you can see that it's like, okay. For this chunk of the game, as I'm sitting here drawing on the map, or not drawing on the map as it were, this chunk of the game, this first like third or so, was definitely heading in the right direction for tau-9. It's just after that, I think it just gets a little bit lost. I mean, I think that is one of those things. You just got to play a little bit more as a team, figure out how things work, get a few more scrims in, and I think as the season goes on, they'll definitely turn into a pretty okay team, I think. Alright, so that'll be it for tonight. So I hit the right button to get my overlay back. And thank you for watching on that. But let's see, let me take a quick look here and look at the schedule. Who have we got? What have we got? We got several games for tomorrow. As soon as the page loads, because it doesn't want to. Okay, the calendar's freaking out on me. Alright, there we go. To start things off, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches for tomorrow. And okay, it did finally load, so I can read them in the correct order. First off, we have United Lobobs versus His Majesty's Ship, casted by Vindaloo at 11 a.m. Pacific. Then Eternal Squad versus Radical currently doesn't have a caster. I might cast that one. That's at 12:30. We have Yggdrasil versus Katy Perry Fan Club later in the day, casted by Ixion. Then Geef Robot versus Dare Blanky. However the heck it's said, either way, they're playing later. Along with Tauific versus Destiny's Child, and then rounding out the day with Get Spit On versus Element, which is also going to be casted by Vindaloo. So that'll be it. If you check the ENSL website, which is, of course, ensl.org, you could go look down there. There's the full calendar in there. I think it might be set to only show Pacific time, so I apologize if that is the case. Though, as I mentioned earlier, the calendar on the sidebar is not exactly totally functional, and hopefully one day it will be fixed. So I apologize for forcing you to do your own math if that is the case, but go check it out. It is there. If you would like to cast, and contact me after the stream, or whether it be via the NSL or the through Steam or something, you could go bug Vindaloo to be a ref. Poke around the forums, of course. Again, ensl.org. Sign up for your matches if you haven't already and you're playing on a team. And let's see, is there anything else? Oh yeah, I think that's about everything. But yeah, there should be a lot of good matches coming up, hopefully. It is the first week, always got to be the shakiest games of the entire season because, well, a lot of the teams haven't exactly played together before, or maybe at least not that particular composition of people. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys sometime later on, whenever I next cast. And regardless, have a good night. Thank you for watching.